So over the weekend, there's a track posted on TikTok by an artist named Ghostwriter977, who is a person in a white sheet and glasses. The track is called Heart on My Sleeve, and the voices are Drake and The Weeknd. And it's like a pretty good track.
Yeah. Is it like pitched that way? Like it's very obvious that way to see it. But I was trying to remember when this first came out, was this like, this is a Drake and The Weeknd track?
It's hashtag Drake and The Weeknd.
Okay. So it was deliberately that way.
So the title does not say it's them, but it also says hashtag AI. And importantly, this will be very important later. At the beginning of it, there's a producer called Metro Boomin, who's now also an artist. He's got a famous producer tag by Future. If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm going to shoot you. That's the tag. And that is at the beginning of the song. So the implication here is that Metro Boomin has produced a track with Drake and The Weeknd, two artists that have not appeared together for 5-ish years. And they've this is a real thing. But it's obviously AI.
Yeah.
So it like blows up in an uncanny way over the weekend. Like the TikTok account is brand new. No one's ever heard of this person. It instantly has millions of streams. Charlie, like there are lots of AI tracks out there. This one just blew up in a weird way.
Do people just love Drake that much?
I think, frankly, it is a serviceable song.
Yeah.
So it passes the actually sounds like it was made by a human. And when we think about what part of it was made by AI, I think it's probably actually just one very small piece, which is the creation of their voices.
Yeah.
Very likely the beat is made by a human. Very likely the lyrics, if made by ChatGPT, feel edited by a human. You know how AIs, the large language models, have this problem of hallucinating the longer they go into something?
Right.
They're not great at doing music composition yet because they don't get the right balance of repetition and novelty. It kind of just like, the beats get weird.
Yeah.
They don't.
Do they just get more chaotic as time goes on? Like a 60-second song is great, but 6 minutes is like a total disaster.
Exactly. They stop referencing themselves. It works great for like ambient music, which doesn't need to ever have any reference to an earlier part. It just keeps on blending and moving. And that's why there's a lot of background AI music and like content music that music is fine. But this is a real beat. So it sounds like someone got a beat. I don't know if they made it or if they just ripped it off of YouTube. There's a lot of beats available.
Yeah. And then they wrote some lyrics. And the implication throughout is they sang or performed the song, and then they ran it through an AI to have Drake recreate that performance.
That would be my assumption. There are some tools out there right now that are open source, easy to use, where you can pretty easily just grab a piece of text, run it through a thing, and it will spit out a Drake-like voice. Now, the open source ones that I have access to, they kind of sound like you're talking through like a bad Zoom phone call. It's a little artifacty and weird. But there's some coming out in like the next literally couple of weeks that are in pre-release. I'm sure people have access to betas that sound uncanny, where you can even live redo your voice and sound akin to the president, Drake, kind of whoever you want, as long as there's some training data in there. So my hunch is that this person probably has some access to one of the better tools that I don't have access to yet that makes the voice sound really good.
Yeah. So Charlie, you have made this stuff. I was talking to you about it earlier this week, and you're like, I just made one of these in 2 minutes, and you sent it to me.
Yeah.
And it was like, you had taken the text of me talking about Ticketmaster, and you made Drake rap it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, just come on the show and do that. So walk us through how you actually go about doing this.
Okay, so literally just before coming and sitting down with you all, I was like, oh, I got to make one of these really fast. So here's how I went about it. The first thing I did is I went to, first you need a beat, right? You can make some AI beats. I don't think they're that great. I don't like them. So you can make a very easy beat by using open or very affordable sample libraries. So I was sort of like, okay, let's go find like a hi-hat loop.
Okay.
So I found some like little loops.
Oh my God. You're doing
found some
We're
808s.
doing like a full Charlie Puth impression on our show right now.
What if there was a light switch that went? I'll never do that. I should say I am an amateur beat maker.
Yeah.
And I am not a rapper. But I could grab some samples. So I grabbed some samples. I dropped them into Ableton, my music software, and I did this. This was like 2 minutes. Beat. Just existing samples that are out there.
Okay.
Drake type beat.
Yeah.
Drake would for sure rap on top of that.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
No. That beat is like slightly too interesting for modern Drake. Like if you played that in a Banana Republic, they'd be like, this is too hardcore, and that's the current Drake threshold.
Banana Republic.
Like he makes khaki pants music right now. Let's be clear. All right, continue.
Okay, so then I have the issue, as I said, not rapper, but I need some lyrics. And I figured what I could do is I could just go to theverge.com. And the first thing that I saw, let's see, it's no longer on the front page right now. But what was on the front page was, it's a laser bong.
Yes. Beautiful.
And I
So
I
happy.
literally felt like, here are the lyrics to our song.
I'm so happy.
So here's what it
The laser bong is the gift that keeps getting growing.
It really does. What a beautiful 420.
So I record myself just
right.
stating the first couple lines of your article on The Verge. It's a laser bong. It's a bong. There are lasers. I could not be clear about what it is. It's got some flow.
Yeah.
Weed and lasers just
Well
seem to
done.
go
Hey,
together.
Drake.
Like weed and blacklight velour paintings or weed and peanut butter.
Good. That's good.
Seem to go together. Peanut butter, little slant rhyme. I
Yeah.
was like, all right, those are our lyrics.
Yeah.
So I record myself. I go and find this website, Uberduck. Uberduck.ai.
Sure.
Not affiliated. No idea.
Yeah.
They have trained a bunch of rapper AI data sets
Ooh.
that are, as I said, they're okay. They're not
Yeah.
amazing. So I upload my voice saying that thing,
Okay.
and then I type in the text. It needs to match them. And I hit synthesize and outputs this with my beat.
I'm so excited.
It's the most
This is the
exciting thing that's
best.
ever happened.
Yes.
It's a laser bomb. It's a bomb.
Oh my
There are lasers. I could not be clearer about what this is. It's a laser bomb. Weed and lasers just seem to go together like weed and black velvet paintings or weed and peanut butter bomb.
Oh my God.
So it's a laser bong by The Verge.
Yes.
That's going out on Spotify
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Who has a CD Baby account? Andrew Marino, do you have a CD Baby account? Yep, that's a thumbs up. It's going out tonight.
But really, this was like, it took me a few minutes to put this together. And like, if we didn't like the Drake, who else do we like? Let's grab Eminem. Let's see what he gives us.
Oh my God.
So
Yes.
let's do Eminem freestyle as the model. I'll hit synthesize. Takes a minute because this is like
the real
janky
time is
tool.
like an important piece here.
And I get a nice picture of Eminem.
I feel like this isn't enough lyrics to give Eminem. That's really what I'm worried about. He's going to do this very fast.
This is just free on the
Yeah, this is free. They have a paid version.
uberduck.ai.
Yeah.
All right, this site's getting shut down. Like Eminem's lawyers are listening to this right now.
But
if you're
it's
listening to this, pull the car over and synthesize as much rap music as you can
Do it now.
because it's not going to last for very long.
And David Guetta got in trouble for using a Eminem AI voice at a live show. And so I don't want Eminem coming for the Vergecast, but here he is singing Laser Bong or rapping Laser Bong.
Those are my
It's a
lyrics.
laser ball for laser to not be clear about what this is. Weed and lasers just seem to go together like weed and black like velvet paintings. Weed and peanut butter. Well, weed, my friends, and dynamic five into their Mitsubishi.
Oh, then it just starts hallucinating.
It's just beautiful Eminem.
I think I understood 4 of those words.
So these things are not perfect yet, but they're pretty good. I mean, here's another version of Drake by another era. This is Eminem all era. So people are doing different trading
Oh,
sets.
interesting.
You can try different M&Ms. Let's see
All
what
right.
this one sounds like.
It's a bomb, they're lasers. I not be clearer about what this is. Weed and lasers just seem to go together. Weed and black like velvet paintings. Weed and peanut butter.
We have to stop giving Eminem a seizure on the show.
I'm telling you, but doesn't it kind of feel like he's just with us over Zoom and there's a bad connection and you're like, wait, Eminem, what was that?
Yeah.
Can you try that again?
Yeah, it just sounds he's just a little off there.
Yeah, all of that. And also he's having a stroke as we do this.
All right, can we make this say whatever we want?
We can make it say whatever we want, yes.
All right, so I have an email from a listener here.
Okay.
Beautiful.
For disclosure, I've already sent Charlie the text to this email so we can begin this process. I'm going to read you this email. It's from Joe Lamoth. I hope I'm pronouncing that, Joe. Okay, guys, I'm late to the party in the last 2 podcasts, but here goes. I can venture with you all on a lot of stuff, even some of the super weird crap Dieter used to come up with. That said, however, Neil, I could not be more wrong on the CarPlay stuff. Perfect.
Let's go.
I drive a 2021 F-150. Wireless CarPlay works flawlessly for me. Also, look at these pics, 2 apps running, or at least kind of like the iPad's version of it. But look, CarPlay on the left and on the right, I have my podcast running. In the second shot, I even went full, I'm Neeli, and I burn money on satellite radio elitist mode, and I'm listening to Sirius XM to show it. I do not need my phone screen. It sits down out of the way and I forget it's there. This implementation of CarPlay is the best I've seen. Can we make Drake rap Joe's email?
You want Drake? You don't want Jay-Z?
I would like it to be Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. All right.
Jay-Z.
I just feel like I want to hear another one. Jay-Z, this model's different. With this one, I don't quite know how to do it, but you can like change his pitch and all kinds of things, but we'll do the basic Jay-Z.
Oh, guys, I'm late to the party on the last 2 podcasts, but it goes. I can venture what you want on a lot of stuff. Getting some of the super weird crap data is to come up with. That said, however, Neeli could not be more wrong on the CarPlay stuff. I drive a 2021 for 150. Wireless CarPlay works flawlessly for me. Also, look at these pics. 2 ones running, or at least can like best version of it. Look, CarPlay is there on the left and on the right. I have my podcast running. In the second shot, I went full. I'm Neeli, and that just burn money for satellite radio elitist mode and actually listening to service and the show it. I do not need my phone screen. It sits down out of the way and I forget it is there. This implementation of CarPlay is the best I have seen as always. Let us show yellow my go to podcast pulling it to me every now and then. So mentally, it takes. Message Neeli pay a squirrel till I'm paid enemy and good calling it. I'm late to the party.
I think I started doing gibberish. There was some decent flow in there. There was moments like
Really getting the flow towards the end, and then
if I chop that up and let me put auto-tune on that, you give me like there could be there's a thing there too. Who knew Jay-Z was so into CarPlay?
Jay-Z saying I have my podcast running needs to go into the Vergecast theme song like immediately.
Well, one, Jay-Z's also wrong about CarPlay, as is Joe.
No.
That's the other hour of the show. So let's talk about, I mean, all this is incredible. Let's just feed more text into AI rappers for the rest of the hour. It's incredible that it's easy. It's incredible the service is free. It's incredible that you were able to synthesize it against your own voice and make something that is quite honestly great, and I think will be our legacy. But it's also the layers of complication here are like out of control.
Yeah.
You will recall that I said Heart of My Sleeve, the fake Drake song, had the Metro Boomin tag in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's AI or not.
I really doubt it.
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
Based off of your whole feeling that this is
what is Metro Boom?
Oh, Metro.
Sorry.
This is
Metro
more
Boom is a
Charlie.
producer. So in the world of hip hop, it's very common that you put a audio tag at the beginning of your beat so that people can identify it as yours. That's a way of producers really building a name for themselves when historically producers, are not usually named artists. So it's a way to, all right, Metro Boom, I start recognizing that. So that tag, I think that someone just copied that tag.
Sure. I mean,
Right.
it makes it's easier.
Very easy to isolate it, take it apart. You can do that with existing AI tools that separate tracks. That's a whole other technology. So maybe some AI was used in the process of separating it from its underlying track, or maybe Metro Boomin has that tag somewhere on the internet that is isolated.
Okay, but it's important that the Metro Boomin tag we think is a sample. It's like a real sample.
Yeah.
A future actually saying that on a track, and Metro used that over and over again. Universal has this like strong statement, which is very long that I won't read here, but Universal Music comes out and says, we have to work with our streaming service providers. We think generative AI like this infringes our copyrights and other agreements. And that, honestly, if you were like Universal's marketing team or like legal team, you might release this track just to release that statement.
Right.
Again, the layers of potential stun here are very high.
I love that idea.
The statement notably didn't say we don't know anything about this or where it came from or anything like that. It just says AI is bad. We love our artists.
Yeah.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah.
So they start issuing takedowns. We don't know if they're the ones who took it off of Apple Music and Spotify and Tidal and the rest. I've heard that wasn't them, that the streamers just did it. So I dug around, reported out. Google on the record said to us, we took it down because of a sample. And I have learned the sample is the Metro Boomin tag.
Mm-hmm.
So we escaped this like legal nightmare.
It's not even a story about AI. It's just, this is a really old story about getting copyright clearances for samples.
Yep. And it's like the escape hatch, like saved by the bell of this tag. So now Universal can claim this song contains an unauthorized sample that we own. And if we hear this song and that sample's in it, take it down. that's copyright infringement. We own this sample. If that sample wasn't there, this is a nightmare.
I wish it wasn't there.
I'm like,
It's a good
I can't be. I put it in as like a giant pull quote in our story. That's like, if you upload this song without the Metro Boomin tag, because I desperately want this to happen.
Yeah.
So the thing that you're talking about, the training data.
Yeah.
Someone's out there uploading a bunch of Jay-Z songs or a bunch of Eminem songs or whatever to uberduck.ai. They don't own the rights to train the AI on those songs.
Well,
Of course, neither does like OpenAI or any company which is scraping the internet for everything and doing the exact same thing.
Actual rights, though? Like, is it because that's I think the big question right now, right? Is who owns the rights to train AI? Is that something that you have to own the rights to? Because everybody's kind of saying no, it isn't. If it's available, I can do whatever I want with it.
So this is the big debate.
Right.
Right. So right now, if you write a song, let's call it Laser Bomb.
I did.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Right. You, as the owner of the copyright, you wrote the song, you recorded it, or in this case, you had Drake recorded for you.
Yes.
That's your song. You have a bunch of exclusive rights that are like listed in the law. There's a bunch of stuff you're allowed to do. One of the things you're allowed to do is sell copies of the song. And that's most people will buy copies of the song for you. They get from you the right to like play the song. You don't get the right to play the song in public or perform it. That like there are organizations that run around suing bars and restaurants because they don't have the appropriate public performance licenses. And this is just like a big system that has existed for decades. One right you definitely don't have is the right to make, if you just buy a song. You go to the store and buy a Laser Bomb on CD and you come back and play it. You don't have the right to remix it or make a sample of it because that's a derivative work. Right. That's you as the artist hold on to that right.
Right. I can't sell. I mean, I can make that. I just can't sell it.
No, you're really not even supposed to make it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm learning all sorts of new things today.
I mean, it's just copy. Like you're making copies. And so copyright law very narrowly regulates the act of making copies.
Okay.
So here they're saying, hey, making copies of our work into your computer for the purpose of training an AI those are unauthorized copies. No one knows if that is a valid thing to say out loud. This has never happened before in the history of the world. And then they're saying, once you've trained your data or once you've trained your AI on those unauthorized copies, the songs you are making are now unauthorized derivative works of our songs or unauthorized derivative works of Getty photos or whatever it is.
Yes, Charlie's going to jail.
I mean, probably because you all can sue me because I stole your copyright. I stole text from The Verge.
I will be suing, yes.
So you just have this problem, right? Where, okay, this step of we're going to train the AI by copying all the data onto the computer. That might not be fair use. And fair use, Liam will kill me if I go into this. It's a 4-factor test, whatever. It's like as political as anything. Right. It's like as random as any court decision in the country, case by case fair use determination. So that all the creative companies are like, wait, this is not fair use. This is unauthorized copying to make training data. And Microsoft and Google and Stability and whoever else are all saying, nope, this is fair use. But you've just got this like ancient body of law that allows these things to happen that doesn't apply one-to-one to this.
Right.
And now you're like, what are they going to do? What's Google going to do? Google has to run YouTube, where if you take that Metro Boomin tag out, the decision on whether or not this song is fair use or not is wide open. The law is just not prepared for it because the law is all based on making copies of existing things. And we just have never had a robot that can take your voice away from you and then talk about CarPlay.
Well, and that's the thing. And if you sort of take that out, like what Charlie is saying, and you say, okay, this doesn't pass the smell test, let's not allow it. You've just kneecapped all of the generative AI stuff that Google has basically poured its future into. And like you either say this is allowed and piss off the music industry, or you say everything we think is the future of our company and the internet is illegal. And it's a total losing game. And it doesn't seem like there's a middle ground here either. It really doesn't.
All right. Well, hit us with some Laser Bong and we'll let you get out of here. One more time. Ride again with Laser Bong. Run it back.
It's a laser bomb. It's a bomb. There are lasers. I could not be clearer about what this is. It's a laser bomb. Weed and lasers just seem to go together. Like weed and black, like they'll do paintings of weed and peanut butter.
That's very good. All right, Charlie Hardy, thank you so much, man.
Thank you all.
Charlie.